squad being mocked for taking victimhood to a whole new level. At least 17 members of Congress were arrested at a Supreme Court abortion protest for blocking traffic. And guess who made a big fool of themselves? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar, pretending to be handcuffed while being led away by police, both walking with their hands behind their backs. But it turns out they were just pretending, with AOC throwing her fist right up in the air. The Congresswoman complaining later over people calling her out, labeling them as right-wing lunatics.
Republicans' favorite hobby is to make conspiracy theories out of everything to distract you and keep you from talking about what's actually important, which is the fact that they are trying to take away your right to bodily autonomy. If I was faking that, why would I intentionally fist pump somebody? It's so silly.
Yeah. AOC adding on Twitter, quote, "No faking here. Putting your hands behind your back, get this, is a best practice while detained, handcuffed, or not, to avoid escalating charges like resisting arrest." Now, of course, the liberal media falling for the charade. Outlets like ABC posting these photos with their hands behind their backs. Now, okay, let's talk about this, Dana. You seem to be getting the biggest charge out of it.
I mean, this is my favorite story.
It is? All right. Well, then, why did she put her hands behind her back? She is really not worried about best practices when you're arrested, as if she even knows.
I really think she should put that out as a public service announcement, because I didn't know that. I didn't know that's what you should do when you are about to get arrested.
Yeah.
Do you remember the TikTok Texans when they fled Texas and they went to Washington, D.C., and they were hiding out and they're basically just doing videos and they were saying how terrible things were, but they were eating at fancy restaurants? This takes this political stunt to a whole new level. So move over. Now you've got AOC and the Apple Dumpling Gang. When I was a kid, at the end of school, I would love to play school. She wanted to go to Congress so that she can play Congress. But here's the thing. At Congress, you can pass laws. What were they doing, as Jessica has pointed out? What were they doing from the day that the leaked draft of the possible decision of Roe v. Wade to when it was announced? What were they doing in all those times? But you know the first thing she did yesterday, after she made an Instagram video, she sent out a fundraising email. Because that's what this is all about. That's how they're making money on your being upset about Roe v. Wade. If you're upset about that, what she's doing, they are pretending to protest, and they're taking your money, and they're doing nothing with it.
Well, you know, Jesse, I saw you do that, that high fist. The truth is that the liberal media did fall for it. What they did do was they showed them going with their hands behind their backs with a police officer next to them. So the liberal media kind of engaged in that. And for people who are low information voters, they say, oh, wow, she really believes in that. Look at Ilhan right there. She's got her hands behind her back. AOC looks like she has her hands behind her back. They're not joking around, are they?
No, and that's what they wanted. They wanted that shot of them like this on ABC so they could look like heroes. She says she's doing this to de-escalate the situation. Okay. From what? She's not Rodney King. She's not getting batons smacked across her skull. They gave her free bottled water and bananas afterwards. These are the nicest cops ever. And this is after a week before she was saying these Capitol Hill police officers were not protecting her from sexual harassers and were in on January 6th. And now she's like throwing herself at these officers like they're her co-stars. Oh, cuff me, please. She's such a great actress. She actually said this week she's not getting paid enough to be a congresswoman. Go to Hollywood, AOC, because you can't legislate. She's the least productive member of Congress. But, boy, they say lights, camera, action, and she is right out there.
Well, she got a $50 ticket, so I guess it's worth it. I mean, she can't make ends meet, but something frivolous will pay.
Well, obviously her fiancé is not making enough money for her.
All right, Jessica, what do you have to say about this?
It's always frustrating for me when a good cause and something that is important, and protesting this decision is something that's important. Our new Fox polling shows that 70% of Americans are upset about the decision. That doesn't mean 70% of Americans are for abortion with no limits. We know that the vast majority want a 15-week ban put in place, but they do want people to be able to get reproductive health care. So when you do this and then the story switches over to that. And it's not only conservatives that are going to be talking about it. It's going to be moderate Democrats that are talking about it, or someone like Carolyn Maloney, actually, who was out there as well. But you didn't see footage of her. She was just out there talking about the cause that has mattered to her through decades of public service, talking about her record, what she was doing, and supporting the people who are rightfully upset about this. And maybe it's a feature of having worked with some fantastic conservative colleagues, but I always look at stories for what is going to happen to the other side when they get their hands on this. And you know for a fact, if you're voluntarily putting your hands behind your back, that people are going to seize on that, and they're not going to talk about the fact that in 26 states now, it's basically illegal to get an abortion. So that's what I think about it.
Greg, do you think...
illegal.
Well, is that not true?
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, we're not going to do the abortion argument now.
But we've been through that.
But he did it.
We've been through it.
He did
okay. Do you think, let's keep it light, do you think maybe she had invisible handcuffs on?
Yes, I've seen them. I actually ordered a few on Amazon. But you got to understand, for many people, being arrested is a new virtue signal for gaining status. There are at least 2 people I know in this building, or were in this building, who like to brag that they've been arrested. Somebody that we know. Oh, I was arrested in blah, blah, blah. I was arrested. It's like, you were arrested, and you think, you know who one of them is.
Oh, I do.
And the thing is, but their arrest is like no more severe than having somebody coming to read your gas meter. They pull you over, they write a ticket, and you're was $50 is what she paid. It isn't about her, though, really. It is about the media, like you said, and their willingness to cooperate in stories that they love. They never would have played along with a pro-lifer or a Republican or a gun rights person. If they did this little fake thing, they would call them out. That's why we have to do it, because the mainstream media won't. And what was I going to say? This is more evidence that what the media does is it doesn't present real things, but representatives of things. It's like that little trash can on your laptop. That's not really a trash can, right? When you're dragging things into it, it's just an icon. And that's what the media loves to do, is create icons. This is kind of a funner, lighter version of Whipgate, right? The picture that was sent around over and over, and all you saw was a black migrant, an evil Border Patrol agent, a whip, all of that. These are all like little icons. Right. And then when you tap on them and you find out that's not really what it is. And so we have to do that, because basically no one else will. So there you go.
All politics is theater.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.